I'm Coleman Martinson, here with the Rockbridge Report. I'm sitting down today with Spencer Suter, the County Administrator. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so first could you start out by explaining what exactly the County Administrator is to the viewers?
Sure. I'm appointed by the Board of Supervisors, five-member board. I run the county day-to-day operations. And I ascertain what policies the board is interested in, and I provide them with information, and then once they make policy, I help to implement it. I also hire staff, quality staff, which we have, and I'm also kind of I'm a facilitator. So in regional conversations, I represent the county and take that information back to the Board of Supervisors and try to collaborate with our regional partners.
Mm-hmm. And so why did you get involved and start with the government?
That's a good question. This wasn't my plan in life. I grew up on a farm, and I went to college to be a GIS professional, Geographic Information Systems. So I ended up, after several different jobs, I ended up in Botetourt County, just to the south, and worked there about 16 years and gradually just kind of moved up in the organization as new projects came along. And so the whole time I lived in Rockbridge, so Rockbridge is my home. When the job came open here 7 years ago, I threw my name in the hat, and I was Assistant County Administrator in Botetourt, and I was fortunate enough to land here and work where I live.
Yeah, and so you work very closely with the Board of Supervisors. They're your boss.
Yes.
So 2 new faces will sit on the board next year.
Yes.
Is there anything in particular you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to working with them. I know them both. I've worked with them. David McDaniel has served on the school board for a long time. The Board of Supervisors and the school board interact frequently on budget matters and capital improvements and that type of thing, and working together to collaborate for workforce development for our youth. So I've known David for a long time, and I've known Leslie Ayers through the forest swimming program. Mm-hmm. She's run the program for a long time. My daughter actually has swam on the swim team there, so I'm really looking forward to working with them. I'm sure they're going to bring new ideas. There's always a learning curve, and that's another part of my job is to help educate new board members who might not know exactly how we operate, and then to get their ideas and how we can improve things.
Mm-hmm. And so what do you think is the biggest challenge that the county is facing today?
There's multiple challenges. I would say most of it would revolve around fiscal challenges. Mm-hmm. We've got increasing requests for funding. We've got increasing mandated services, and our revenues aren't keeping pace. Mm-hmm. So we have to get creative with that. Some examples of places: I just left a jail board meeting, regional jail commission. And I just learned that we are on track to be almost $800,000 over budget this year if we keep heading the way we are. Other mandated services, the Children's Services Act, CSA, continues to go up. I'm not picking on anybody. These are social needs and social services. We've got capital projects that we need to fund. We need a new financial software for the county. There's just myriad issues that we face there.
Mm-hmm. And so what makes Rockbridge County different from neighboring counties? What makes it unique?
Oh, I think we got the best one. I think our tourism here is superior to other places. Certainly, we've got a great tourism program. It's one of our bread and butter pieces of our economy. As far as we'll get a little bit into the economic development piece, where we differ here and what our challenge is yes, we're at the intersection of 2 major interstates, and so you'd think, well, this is a perfect place to site commerce, and it is. But we do have some challenges with utilities being in the right places. The Board of Supervisors years ago determined to take water and sewer all the way up to Rafine. And that has really paid off in the Rafine area. Bobby Bergstresser is an entrepreneur extraordinaire up there. He's created a lot of things, as have other folks. But we do have challenges in that area. I guess the thing that really sets Rockbridge and Lexington and Buena Vista apart to me is the sense of community. Everybody knows everybody, and that's a good thing.
And so you talked about this corridor. Are there any plans to attract hotels and restaurants off Interstate I-81 where there's no sewage and water lines?
Well, not where there's no sewage and water lines. That's one reason the Board of Supervisors, working in concert with the Public Service Authority, Rockbridge County Public Service Authority, voted to fund and expand sewer service further out the 60 East corridor. It's phase one of what could potentially be a two-phase process to potentially get water and sewer all the way out to the exit 188, which is the intersection of 81 and 60.
And there are more than 25 miles of Interstate I-81 or Interstate 81 running through the county. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing, since it's one of the most heavily traveled trucking corridors in the country?
Oh, it's absolutely a good thing to have that interstate coming through here and have that transit coming through. The difficult thing is as you know, traffic has increased. The Commonwealth has recently implemented a plan to do improvements over a number of years to I-81. They've already started some. Unfortunately, not a whole lot of that money rolled into us because it was based a lot on where they were doing the improvements based on traffic data, crash data, and that type of thing. And believe it or not, we didn't rank as high as some other areas, but we are in future plans. There are several improvements that are being done in Rockbridge.
And so what do you expect the county to look like in 5 years from an economic perspective?
I hope we're strong. And like I mentioned before, I mean, we've got challenges, but that's where ideas and the Board of Supervisors, and we've got some fantastic staff, and we're working with the cities and to create a regional economic development engine. And a rising tide lifts all ships. When there's a success in the city of Lexington or the city of Buena Vista, we're pulling for them and they're pulling for us.
Yeah, and so the forestry industry is very important in Rockbridge County, and it's facing some challenges due to tariffs or possible tariffs. What can be done locally, if anything?
I don't know if anything can be done locally on that other than to just continue to support our sawmills and our loggers. I mean, I know a lot of them personally, we can just offer our support, but that we can't control the global market here locally.
And then is the county trying to do anything different in recruiting businesses and new industries?
Yes, I mean that's a constantly changing model. We work with the Shenandoah Valley Partnership and the Virginia EDP, Economic Development Partnership. There's a pretty good engine for having ready sites. If we've got sites that are marketable or being marketed, they are in the database in Richmond, and at the Shenandoah Valley Partnership, we work with them so that when they have a prospect that wants to locate here or locate somewhere in Virginia, we will show our wares. And so, we continue to do that. We're actually, the Board of Supervisors just authorized an internal study of our interstate interchanges to see if we're missing any properties that the private folks may want to market, and then we would help them do that.
And then lastly, why should businesses and new industries come to Rockbridge County?
Because we're the best place on this planet to live. And I've said that, and I truly mean it. I've said it to my daughter driving across the mountain the other day when we were looking at the leaves. I said, can you imagine living anywhere else than here? We've got the people. We've got fantastic people here. We've got outdoor amenities that can't be beat anywhere. And our challenge is workforce. We've got a low unemployment rate, which is good, but it's also a challenge when business and industry are looking. So another thing we're focusing on is small business, incentivizing small business, and keeping our bread and butter. The folks that are already here, let's try to keep them vibrant.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Sure.
Yeah.